Hello everyone and welcome to this week's preview. Racing heads to Geelong and Randwick this Saturday, so I can't wait to get stuck into it. Last week I thought I was pretty unlucky considering I had 4 horses that I had units on that got beaten by a combined margin of 0.9 lengths. So anyway, that's racing. We move on to this week. If you're just newly following me and you're looking at that results sheet from last week going, he didn't tip Fickle, he didn't tip Apache Song. Where did those horses come from? I added them in on Saturday morning. Make sure you're following the YouTube community tab because the horses that I've put in on Saturday morning over the past few weeks, almost all of them have been winning. So I'm going to keep on doing that for weeks to come. Let's get on with this week's preview. 3 at Geelong, 2 at Randwick. Let's get on with it. Starting at Geelong in race 2, I like horse 8 called Track Patcher. It's currently paying $8. I'm going to have 0.5 units to the win on it. This was its last start run at Geelong. This was in the same class and distance that it faces on Saturday. Benchmark 64 over the 1700 metres. I thought it was okay. I think it was in the worst part of the ground come this stage of the day at Geelong, so I'm happy to forgive it. It was well backed in late, so I was also happy to forgive it. I think it's got some upside, this horse. Only having its 4th career start on Saturday. Daniel Stackhouse going on I see as a plus because he is in some ripping form at the moment. Gate 2 can position itself, hopefully box seeding or at worst one more pair further back than that. And I think at the $8, it's worth a bit of value. Moving to race 3, where I also like horse number 8 in Capricorn Star. This was its last start win at the Caulfield Heath track. This was over 1,500 metres. It was a bit of a query on this day whether it would get the 1,500 metres. It just got it, so I think dropping back to the 1,400 metres is ideal. This horse is already in my good books because I was on it last start at the Caulfield Heath. Gate 1 can jump out. Jamie Mott is the man in form. At the moment, he's riding this horse on Saturday, can get her to hopefully box seating or worst case scenario, the pair further back than that, as I said with Track Patcher. And I think this horse is good enough to win. Only had 9 starts, looks very progressive, has run in the top 3, 7 out of its last 8 starts. So I'm with Capricorn Star in race 3. A trio of 8s, I like race 5, number 8, Title Fighter at Geelong. We're going to take a look at its first up win at Pakenham. This was over the 1,000 metres at benchmark 74 level. Now rises in distance and class from this performance, but I thought it was a gritty win being first up. We'll only have improvement to come second up. It's won over the 1,100 metres before. Jamie Mott keeps the ride. Obviously, as I already said, he's the man in form at the moment. Gate 2 can position itself right there on speed, and I just think it's got the right setup to be winning again here, and I think the 750 is somewhat value, 0.75 units to the win on it. Just in between meetings as well, I wanted to highlight a horse I black booked last week called Mathletic. It's running at Geelong on Saturday. I like that it's off the week back up. I like that it's dropping heavily in weight to the 53 kilos. However, in that field of 7, I just think it's going to be a quite tactical affair, and it's going to be hard to pick the winner of that race. As well as that, it's got glue-on shoes on, which is a gear change I don't really like. So there's a couple of positives and negatives. If you want to back it because you're a Black Booker follower, then I wouldn't talk you out of it, but I'll be watching. Moving to Randwick, where in race 5, I like horse 11, Cadetta, 0.75 units to the win at $6.50. This was its last start run at Randwick behind the impressive Arriving Home. Now, on first glance, I thought this run was just fair, but looking back at it, I don't think it liked squeezing it between 2 horses, 2 tiring horses. It just had its ears right up in the air. Don't think it was trying 100%. It also missed the start, which it doesn't normally miss the start, judging off its career starts prior to this. So I think from gate 8, it can jump well with the 54 kilos. A senior rider's back on this horse. It can come across at its own leisure and settle in an on-speed position. And I think it can get back to its best. It's 3 from 5 in its career. It's a progressive horse. And I think at $6.50, it's worth something. And finally, in race 8, I like horse 17, Acadian Emperor. 1 unit the win at $3.70. This was its last start win. This was first up at Newcastle in a Class 1 over the 1850 metres. Big step up from a Class 1 at Newcastle to a benchmark 78 at Randwick. but it won by 4.5 lengths on this occasion, and as I've already said, it was first up, so it just has improvement to come. 59 kilos it carried on this occasion, drops down to the 53.5 kilos on Saturday. Alicia Collett retains the ride. It'll be on speed from gate 4 with the lightweight progressive horse, only had 8 starts, and it got to Flemington last preparation, so it must be a decent horse in time. 4-year-old gelding now. I'm hoping it can get the job done. Well, thanks everyone for watching this preview. As I've already said earlier in the video, make sure you look at the YouTube community on the Saturday morning for the full plays that I've got. If any one of these 5 horses win at the minute, I make a profit for the first time since Champions Day. I'm going to say that every single week until I make a profit finally. Thanks everyone for watching, and until next video, bye for now.